Europe is collapsing, and I have been covering this, and you can see it escalating every day. It gets worse and worse. But the mainstream media, of course, refuses to admit how bad things really are. The unfortunate part about this is truly that this is all being done by design. And as I have consistently been saying, all of the dominoes will fall. So undoubtedly, the US will too. Let's get into some things here. This video should be shorter than normal. Let's take a look at this public debt increasing in every country in Europe. You can see Greece, Italy, Portugal, France, Spain, Germany, all at higher levels than are sustainable. But they continue to print up money. They continue to have these interest rates remaining at artificially low levels. And what happens? The individual suffers. And I will show you exactly how this works. Individuals in the finance industry will state that as long as they can continue this scam, continue this scheme, that everything will be just fine. They can continue to pile on the debt. Well, that does not work. It has to end. It will end. And that is a fact. Let's get on with this. This may be Ghana's last IMF bailout. That's right. See, every single time they say the same thing. They said that about QE1. They said that about QE2. And now they're saying the same thing about QE3. They're suggesting the possibility that this is undoubtedly the last time ever we promise, but that is not how it works, especially when it comes to the IMF, who always, every single time, will be in there once again to extend their reach into the political structure of that particular government. So of course, this will not be the last time. This is out of the New York Times stating, according to recent data from the European Central Bank, Euro area countries have 6.4 trillion euro in government bonds outstanding. 70% of annual economic activity in the currency zone. What are they saying by this? It's simply a matter of fact that it can't be paid back. These countries, which are in dramatic amounts of debt, how are they ever going to pay these outstanding government bonds? They're not going to ever get that money back when they have to loan out money to other countries. And they're loaning them out to other bankrupt countries. So of course, they're never going to get that back. And I'll explain some of those issues that we're having right now. When you have European bond yields going negative, you know that there is a real problem in the economy. Right here it says, amid record low rates, some buyers pay borrowers to look after their cash. That's right, your money is completely worthless. This isn't something that you should be surprised about, of course, because the bankers need an additional scheme. They can't just do bailouts anymore. It's just not enough. And politically, it isn't good as well because you had the Occupy Wall Street protest that generated a lot of attention towards the bailouts. And of course, that's bad publicity. So they have to go with negative yields and steal your money in other ways. And then they will somehow promote a bail-in as opposed to the bailout. That's what they're going to do. They're going to convince the public that it should be individuals taking the haircut. And I believe they're going to go for that. And they're going to do this very soon. This right here, total industry in Italy out of the OECD. And this is basically showing you, there were ups and downs over the past few decades, but there has never been a time in these past few decades where the activity dropped so drastically. You can see how almost a straight down drop, and it is now down to decades low in their industry. So when you don't have exports, when you don't have manufacturing, when you don't have any real industry in your country will not be successful. A nation needs a strong middle class in order to prosper, and that is leaving many of these countries. You see the debt, and you see not only that, but this. European debt crisis out of Bloomberg here, showing you the unemployment rates out of these countries, and they are staggering numbers, and you know that these numbers are probably fraudulent as well, because they have to boost up their own criteria, obviously, in order to make things look a lot better. This showing you Greece, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Ireland, France are all above 10%, and in some cases here 20% unemployment rate. That's something that can't be sustained. It's simply a matter of fact. It has to collapse. But if the individuals are still employed, they can get out of the debt crisis. And it just shows you that because you have both of these piling up on top of each other, nothing can be done. That's why the ECB has to continue to print out the money and create these different organizations, the ESM and the European Stability Mechanism, which has done nothing to save the economy, and of course it never will. What about the fact that the Federal Reserve bailed out a lot of these corporations in Europe during the financial crisis? And of course, again, that did nothing because this doesn't work. Their plans don't work. The IMF just comes in and they obviously do not help the nation. They're there to take the assets away from the nation. That's exactly how it works. It's been done so many times before, and you can see it happening right now before our very eyes. Europe is really going to do bad in the near term, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. If you found this informative, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to become an insider. It's where I give out all my best intel for free. It's available at themoneygps.com. You scroll down to the bottom, fill in your email address, and you got occasional emails from me with good, short, concise info.